All right, so we are starting Unit 10. We have like 3 units left, and then we'll be just about, I think, completely done with your Algebra 1 curriculum. And Unit 10's topic is polynomials. Now, I don't think you've ever heard of that term before, but you've dealt with polynomials. You just didn't know what they were. So let's start off with the definition of polynomials there. So a polynomial, well, poly means many. I don't know if you know that, but whenever you have a prefix of poly, it means many. So when we're talking about polynomials, the definition is one or more terms that are added or subtracted. That's a definition. Now, in a couple of days, we're going to talk about multiplying polynomials. But when you multiply the special way I'm going to show you, you're still going to end up with terms that are going to be added or subtracted. So my definition here is still going to work. Now, there's a key word in the definition that we need to define in itself, because this is where we're going to have to focus on for the next few minutes. What is a term? Well, a term, and we may have defined this in quarter one, I'm not sure. A term is a number, a variable, or a combination of both. Okay? So your variable could be X, Y, Z, T. Your number can be any number, positive or negative. The cool thing about polynomials, and you may want to write this down somewhere in between here, is you don't have to worry about fractions. By definition, your polynomial does not have fractions in the term. So it'll be basic, easy multiplying and addition and subtraction and things like that. Now, a term has a special name depending on how many variables or numbers or combinations you have. So let's fill in your first table there on your notes. If you have one term, okay, and that one term means it could be the number 3 or it could just be variable X. So you just have one, okay? That name is a monomial. Okay, and I can also say a term would also be a combination, which would be like 3x. Okay, so if you just have one term given, that's called a monomial. If you have two terms, and those two terms would be separated by a positive or a subtraction sign, that's called a binomial. Okay, so two terms, binomial. 3 terms, so that could be 3x plus 5y plus 2, because you have 3 terms there. We call that a trinomial. And then, if you have more than 3 terms, that's where the name of our unit comes from, polynomial, which means many, polynomial. So that's your first table. These names are important because in a minute we'll need to know these names to name your polynomial.